Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tech Talk Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you, and thank you for tuning in for another episode. Today, I am joined again with Michaela. Hello, Michaela. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. We are at the end of another month and about to start a new month, and this year is almost over already. Yeah, it's about to be crazy. So, hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. Today, our topic is organic social media. Is it worth it? Is it a waste of time? We're going to talk about how social media fits into the digital marketing puzzle, and I'm going to help you connect the dots between how you could be using that. And I'm going to talk about 4 things that you need to keep in mind and that you need to have in place as an entrepreneur if you really want to make the most of your time on social media. Now, part of the 4 things I'm going to talk about is going to be creating content, and Michaela is going to tell you a little bit about one of the things that we provide to make creating content a lot easier for you. So, Michaela, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you to talk about what we offer in that area.
Amazing. So, we offer the social media power pack, and today is actually the very last day to get the introductory rate of the social media, which is $99 for 30 graphics. So, starting tomorrow, we will have it where you can get 15 graphics for $99. So, if you want to have a full month of graphics, get it by today before the new rates go up. And I will show you how you can purchase the package today and for when you want the next one.
All right, so let's go ahead and
Can you see it? I guess it should be visible. Okay. So here, if you go on to wemergemedia.com, on the very first page on the home page, you can click right here. It says, yes, please save me, so you can get your power pack, or you can head over to services and click on social media power pack. Once you get here, you will be able to click on this. We have standard where you can get the 30 graphics, or you could get standard in the post for me, where you can get the 30 graphics and we'll schedule your post on your social media. If you scroll down a little bit more, you can see we offer some bonus ones as well that we throw in there. And this is what the graphics looked like for this month. So make sure you get it by today. New rates are going up tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Michaela. That's right. So we want to make this marketing life a little bit easier for you because we know that a lot of you struggle with all of the different components. And after today's show, I'm hoping that the information that we share in this episode is going to show you what to focus on so that you don't waste your time doing things that aren't going to be effective, but then also making sure that you have the proper foundation in place so that the activity that you do leads to the results that you want. So before we get into the heart of our content, let's just take a real quick look and make sure that we are all good here. Good morning, Jocelyn. Thank you for tuning in for Tech Talk Tuesday. Welcome. I can imagine that you can hear us and you can see us there on Facebook. We have one other user. Good morning. Welcome. Loretta Camp. Happy Tech Talk Tuesday. So we're good on YouTube. Thank you very much for that. Amazing. I am in. Yes, you've made it. So I posted the video earlier today and Jocelyn was just saying like, yes, like I need help with this because I don't know what to do and I don't know what to focus on. And I think after we go through this information, Jocelyn, it should be a lot easier for you to start thinking about social media in a different way. Oftentimes we think about using social media in a way about post something on there, let people know, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do, and here's how you get it. Where oftentimes the proper way that we need to use social media, we need to think about it as relationship building. So let me just go ahead. I'm going to switch screens here and walk you through some things that you need to keep in mind in order to make sure that the things that you're doing organically on social media are going to deliver the results that you want. And then I'm also going to talk about where advertising fits into the picture. That's the thing that a lot of people often debate. Do I even bother posting organic posts? Should I just be doing Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising? And both play a part depending on what it is that you're trying to achieve. And we're going to talk about how to use that information for that. I want to start with just pointing out that if you are not online, prospects will never be able to find you. People, when they need something, are going to go to social media and ask the people that they know, hey, do you know where I can find XYZ? They're going to go to Google and they're going to do a search for certain keywords to see if they can find what they need there. How many times have you been on social media and you see people asking for recommendations, like who can recommend a place for me to go and get this and do that? So social media has a role and plays a part in all of this, but you need to make sure that you're showing up in the right way in order to leverage it properly. So a lot of business and entrepreneurs aren't online for a number of reasons. Some of them believe that the tools that are available just aren't relevant to help them do what they need to do. Many believe that the tools are not effective, and oftentimes that thought that it's not effective comes from not having the proper tools and education on how to use them. That plays a part. But a big percentage of people say they just simply don't have enough time or experience with digital media tools, or want to learn how to use them. So this is oftentimes where we come into play, and why people come to WeMerge Media is because they look, I need this stuff. I know this stuff has worked for other people, but I'm just simply not sure how to incorporate it into what I do. And they don't have the time to learn it. And I understand that. We provide services for people who need that. But I want to break this down for you a little bit so that we can help you understand what things to be focused on. And that way, when you do decide to go out and find a service provider to help you, at least you know what it is you need to ask for. So think about today in your business currently. How are you currently getting clients? I know for us, our business has, for the most part, always been referral based, and then people discovering us through the content that we create. So if you think about the Tech Talk Tuesday that you're watching now, this is one of the activities that we engage in on social media in order to reach new people. We offer a lot of value in these episodes. We educate people. We give people a reason to tune in, and we also provide them with solutions that they can use. This is one of those ways that we build those relationships through social media. For most people, business is always going to be built on relationships. They say it's who you know, or it's not who you know, but it's who knows you. Social media is a great way for you to be able to add some fire to who knows you. What better way can you show up in front of tons of people without physically having to appear, in person? There's events that you show up for and you may speak to, you take the stage, you have an opportunity to get in front of people there. But when you don't have those opportunities, or when you're in those early stages of your business, social media is a great way for you to create your own stage and to reach out to people and start establishing those relationships. So I want you to think about social media as a place to be found. That's the discovery, but then also a place for you to start building relationships. Take out your mind that this is the place for you to sell your product or your service. Because if you are coming in front of people who don't know you or who aren't familiar with what you do, they're going to have to warm up to what it is that you have to offer, and you're going to have to earn that in order to get their business from them. So I want you to treat social media as a place for you to be able to be found, to show up, but then also to start building those relationships. So what does building relationships on social media looks like? When you do this, you can provide content and value the same way that I talked about that we're doing for Tech Talk Tuesday. A lot of you join groups, and you're in those groups for a reason, because you can add some type of value to that group. Be helpful, answer questions that people have. If somebody's on one of your pages and they're asking a question about something, answer it, because these are the things that are going to start positioning you in the eyes of the people who are viewing as someone to turn to. Social media is going to make it a lot easier for other people who have done business with you to spread the word about your business. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, depending on the experience that you give, but it's there, and it's a visible platform for that. So by being here, when you see those posts of people saying, "Hey, can anybody recommend someone who knows this, or does anyone know who can help with this?" Social media often shows up in that case. So how many times have you seen posts like this where you have somebody who's looking for recommendations? Or how many times have you gone to a place and you've had an experience and you've eaten at a restaurant? I do this quite often. You take a picture of the food and you tag that place or you tag that business. These are the types of things that people do nowadays to spread word of mouth and talk about, businesses that they have good experiences with. So I talked about 4 different things that you're going to want to have in place as an entrepreneur to make sure that you're not wasting your time. And I'm going to go through each of these, but overall, there's 4 things. There's a mobile responsive website, and that sounds complicated, but it's not. It can be a website. It can be a landing page. We'll talk about the difference between the two. But basically, you need a place outside of that social media platform to send people to so that they can go to the next step with you. Because we said this is about people finding you and then people engaging with you. But how do you get them to go to the next step? I found you. I liked what you talked about. What can you do for me in the eyes of the customer? Where do you send them to get that information? That's where that website's going to come from. The mobile part of that is just basically making sure that wherever page you're sending them to is going to show up well on a mobile device, because that's where people are 7 out of 10 times throughout the day. They're on their phones. And if you don't show up well on there, how on earth are they going to be able to really get the true understanding of value of what it is you have to offer? So next thing you're going to need is an email marketing tool. The email marketing tool plays a key part because this is actually where you're going to need to be able to capture that customer information. Oftentimes I see people put a lot of time and energy into getting people to like them and to follow their page, which is good, but it's not the end. You need to own that customer, because when you do that, that customer still resides on your social media page, and you don't have any way to communicate with them outside of that social media page. So if you don't have a way to collect their email address, collect their phone number, then you are totally missing out on the next steps on how to follow up with them and to add more value into why they should be doing business with you. Number 3 is a primary social media channel. You can have multiples, but at least have one good one that you show up on consistently, regularly, where people can find you, that's going to be full of value, so that when people come across that, they have a very clear picture on who you are, what you can do for them, and how to engage with you. And then the last but not least is number 4, which is an easy way to create content. Now, Michaela talked about the social media power pack at the beginning of this, because we are trying to make it a lot easier for you as an entrepreneur to do these 4 things. If we can take off your plate trying to figure out, what do I say in the post that I'm creating, or what should I put in the graphic? How do I create a graphic? Then that's going to free up your time to do the other things that only you can do. You can tell us about your business, what you want to offer. We can do the graphics for you, but you need to be able to then add the value behind that. And that expertise is not ours. That expertise is yours. That comes from you. So I talked about a mobile responsive website or landing page. Let's just talk about a few things about why and what people should expect when they go there. So you often will be on Instagram and you'll see people talk about the link in the bio. The link in the bio. Why is everybody always talking about the link in the bio? This is the reason why those people talk about the link in the bio, because that's where your business lives in the virtual world. That's your virtual front door. That's where people are going to be able to go to find out what offers do you have, what products or services do you offer that can help them, if it's for them, why they need it, and then also what they should do if they want it. So think about the website as just not a place for you to store, your basic information, but really think about your customer and what it is that your customer is looking for and how you can help them. And make sure when they click that link in the bio that they go to a page that's going to answer those questions and give them what they want. Okay. So you also on that page want to make sure that you can tell your story and add again that expertise value. What is your story? Why should they care? And what makes you different from anybody else? This is your opportunity to really sell you as an expert in your field about, what your experience has been, what's led you to do what you're doing, and how people will be able to know that they can trust that you can do the things that you're talking about doing on that website. Okay. Last but not least, that page is also going to give them an opportunity to contact you, to connect with you, to buy your product or your service. Again, doesn't matter if it's a landing page or a full-blown web page. Both play a part as long as you have these components built into it. Number two thing that we talked about is an email marketing tool. As many of you know that we are partners with Constant Contact. That's our tool of choice because it has all of this stuff built into it. So whether we need to build a website for a client, if we need to do email marketing funnels for a client, set up automations, if we need to post to social media, we can do all of that through there. And I'm going to talk about at the end of this, if this is something that you need, how to let us know that you need it so that we can help get you set up and get you going with that. So email marketing tool. The email marketing tool is going to be where you can collect those email addresses. So when people go to that responsive web page, they see that you have a way for them to enter their email address and you can collect that. Same thing with landing pages. If you have a landing page, we usually recommend having some type of free offer, something you're going to download, they can download, or some video that they can watch that's going to be helpful for them, that you collect that email address so that you can then get them into your system and then use the email marketing tool to automatically do the follow-up communications for you. That's what a lot of you are missing. And, when I talk to people, that's what's missing from the puzzle. It's like, I'm doing all this stuff on social media, but they're not converting over to sales or not buying anything. Well, are you collecting that information and are you giving them a good enough reason to buy? Are you convincing them as to, what you're going to be able to offer and how it's going to be able to help them? So that's what that's going to help you do. We talked about email marketing automation. Once you get that email address, we can then build the system in the background to be able to send the welcome email to say, hey, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to our community, to our tribe. Here's how to stay connected with us. Give them a link to your Facebook group or give them a link to your group. If we have an external group, maybe have an external group, whatever it is that they need to go to really tap into the vibe of the community that you serve. Make sure that you can do that all through automation. Once you set these things up, it's one and done. You don't have to keep on doing them. After that, this is where you have an opportunity to start presenting your promotions and your offers. So if you have a product or a service that people can benefit from, or maybe you have a video that you want to send out that's going to further deepen their clarity in the value that you provide, this is your opportunity to do so. And again, this all can be automated when you have number two, which is the email marketing tool. Now, we talked about social media channel, having a primary channel. This is basically where we are now. So, we use Facebook and YouTube as our primary channels because we do a lot of video, and we've been using our personal page. You can still post to the business page because the business page is a great way to get some analytical data about people who visit. So we're posting in both places, but we primarily do a lot of stuff. I use my personal page and I'll use the WeMerge Media page. The business page comes in handy though, and that's going to be talked about later on when you need to add fire to what you're doing. So once you have your system set up properly and the things that are working, that's when you want to start paying for ads. Don't start paying for ads before you have the proper system set up to capture the email address, to welcome them, to introduce them to your offers, because you're going to end up wasting money and wondering why nobody is buying anything and why you're spending money and not getting any results. So your social media channel, choose the ones that are going to be right for you. There are a number of different channels out there. Different ones have different things. You just need to know what's the personality of those channels and how should you show up. So Facebook, one where, it started with family and friends and news. People go there for a variety of different things. LinkedIn is your professional network. So that's where you're going to go if you're especially business to business and you want to be there. Instagram is going to be the visual platform. So if you have a business that heavily relies on people seeing something visually, Instagram is going to be great for that. But lately, Instagram has been highly focused on videos, short videos. So a great way for you to show up on there is to do 5-10 minute video reels, do 15-second videos, your stories. Like, we have all that stuff into the social media power pack to help you with that. But these are all the different platforms, why you might want to use them. We do a lot of educational content, and we use YouTube because of the videos. So we showing up in a number of these different places because of the video content that we're creating. So figure out what's going to be the best one for you and see what's going to work for you. And if you have questions, just let us know, comment below. We'll get in touch with you. Just say, hey, I have a question, or hey, I need help. And we'll reach out to you. At the end of this, I'm also going to give you another way to just send us a text message, and, we can follow up with you there and figure out how we can help you. So we talked about wasting time on social media. Just because you made a post and you put a link on there with a product and a service and nobody bought anything, doesn't mean that social media doesn't work. It just means that you're not using it properly. So social media is the platform where you can bring awareness to the things that you have to offer, where you can provide customer service to current people and people who might be looking into your business to figure out if they want to do business with you, to ask questions through Messenger and that sort of thing. It's a way for you to be able to drive people to take action to your offers. There's a lot of different ways to be able to leverage that in your business, but if you are not starting with building that foundation in the relationship, you're going to miss all the things that come from that. Last but not least, we talked about having an easy way to create content. Again, this is going to vary depending on what your content is about and how it needs to show up. So for us, our content shows up in the form of video. And we do videos like this to teach people about, digital marketing and the tools that we use and how we can help them. But you want to make sure, when you're creating content, think of your website or that landing page as a resource. Don't think of it as a place for you to be able to talk all about you and not add any value to people who are visiting it, because they're not going to put their email address in, and they're not going to come back, and they're not going to tell anybody else about it because you didn't give them any reason to. So you need to make sure you're creating a valuable resource. You want to use social media to drive people, again, back to your hub, which is that mobile responsive website. That's the role that social media plays in all this. You want to make sure that you're adding value there to get people to be like, you know what, let me find out more about this. And that's when they go to that external platform, your website, to do that. So let's wrap this up, and we're going to see if there's any questions. We're going to go to the comments, see if anybody has any questions at all. How will you know if what you're doing is working? If you see that you're getting more visits to your website, if people are joining your email list, are people contacting you? Are people scheduling calls? These are the activities and things that you're going to see when you're doing this properly. We often will do these and afterwards get inboxes, get people sending us questions and requesting consultations because they want to get some help on something that we talked about. And then once you have the system down, you know that it's working. That's when you want to go ahead and plug in your ads to be able to amplify what it is that you're doing, to drive more people from social media over to your website so that you can capture their email address, and to drive people over to your offers. That's the way that all of this stuff kind of comes together and plays together. So let me just go ahead through here. Using social media, it's going to be a great way for you to connect with prospects when you're adding value. It's going to be a great way for you to create that wow experience so that people just be like, ooh, I need to get my hands on this. This is helpful for me. I'm interested. Get that email address. They have that email address. You have the engagement. Now you have them in your world, in your ecosphere, to be able to do more, to be able to increase your exposure with them and connect with them on a deeper level. All right. So there's how we take action on this. Let me go ahead through here. We talked about number one being having that presence online, having that mobile responsive website, making sure you have an email tool so that when people go to that website, you can collect that email address. And then we talked about making sure you invite them to connect with you, liking your page, joining your group, whichever way that's going to allow them to be able to engage with you and the people that are in your community. And then making sure that you are engaging with people, answering questions and all of that good stuff. Once you have that email address, you're able to then start selling your offers, adding more value, inviting people to do things on a deeper level with you. Once you know it's working, because you see more visits to your website, because you got more people joining your email list, because you have more people subscribing for a consultation and all that good stuff, that's when the advertising comes into place. Okay. So online marketing can work for you. Remember to create experience, entice people with what it is that you have to offer, be engaging, answer their questions, and all of this stuff together is going to allow you to be able to stay top of mind. So when that time comes that they need you, they'll be able to find you, they'll think about you, and they'll come to you. So did I say a lot today? Was this information helpful? Let's just go to the comments real quick. Let's see what we have. Let's see. Awake Joy from YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Tech Talk Tuesday to you. Good morning, Denise. Welcome, and thank you for tuning in. Darrell, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you as well. That's right, Central Coast. I love this. Be found, show up, and provide. Yeah, it's really simple. It's really simple. Use social media to be found, to show up, and provide. You'll get what's coming to you on the back end if you're giving people the value that they need and you're answering the questions that people need. Am I able to subscribe for all of my business or limited to one? that is a great question. You can actually create multiple lists. So like if you want to create different landing pages for different businesses, you can design those landing pages with different logos. So if you have multiple businesses, you can create it there. If you need to create multiple websites, I know the websites inside of there for hosting is like $10 a month. So you can create multiple websites for $10 a month, but you can do that all within one. Just have to make sure that you're creating segmented lists so that you're not sending things out to people for the wrong business, if that makes sense. All right. Let's see. Jocelyn says, I just invested in the 139 package. Awesome, Jocelyn. Jocelyn, way to go. You got in right in time because that package is going to be $299 next month. So next month, starting tomorrow, actually, that package goes up to $299. So Michaela, you got Jocelyn in the system. Michaela will be reaching out to you, Jocelyn, so she can get you going and get you started. All right. So I hope this information was helpful for everybody. I do want to talk to you, or at least give you an opportunity to reach out to us if you need some help. If all this stuff that I talked about is like, you know what, this stuff is good, and I really want to leverage this and get some help, here's what you can do. This is new. We're testing this out. So you want to text WeMerge, that's WEMERGE, to 22828. Okay. So text the letters, all one word, WeMerge, to 22828. What that's going to do is going to add you to a list so that we know to come and follow up with you. Most likely what we'll do is start you out with a consultation, talk to you, figure out what your pain points are, how we can help, and kind of offer some solutions and go from there. So Jocelyn said, awesome. Welcome aboard to the Social Media Power Pack, Jocelyn. Thank you. Loretta Camp says, good tech talk. Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you soon as well. So that's our episode today, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this information, again, is helpful for you. Today is the last day to get your Social Media Power Pack, the $99 for us to do 30 days worth of graphics for you, or $139 as Jocelyn just got, if you want us to do them for you and post them for you. Okay. Tomorrow they go up. Tomorrow it goes up. We're also going to be rolling out tomorrow. We have some people who are just like, can you do it for the year? We can do it for the year. That package will be rolling out tomorrow, and I'll let you know how to go about getting that. So again, if you want us to help, you need some help, talk to us. We'll set up some time to talk to you, figure out what's the best way to assist you. Just text WeMerge, WEMERGE, to 22828. Okay. Questions. If you have questions, leave them down below. Please go ahead and share this video, like this video. I'm sure this information is going to be helpful for some of the other entrepreneurs here that are in your circle. I just remembered too, Michaela, that I can put that information on a banner. So check this out, y'all. Text WeMerge to 22828. I forgot I can have this scrolling. Okay. So let's show that. Look at that.
Oh,
Technology.
looks like a real news channel.
Right. So text WeMerge to 22828. I got all this stuff in front of me and I'm not even using it. But there we go. So again, if you want some help, WeMerge to 22828, and then we'll get in touch with you. Okay. Michaela, anything else?
I think that's all. Make sure you get your power packs before rates go up tomorrow.
All righty. Thanks, everyone. We will see you next week, Tuesday, and hopefully we'll talk to some of you beforehand so that we can get you started and get you using this social media and digital marketing tools the right way. Okay. Take care.